I'm Cindy Aguirre in Dallas, and these are your North Texas headlines. A community is heartbroken after two siblings lost their lives in a crash. The girl was 16, her little brother 13 years old. And now family and friends are trying to process the overwhelming loss. Scoop Jefferson just spoke to a man who watched the children grow up and dropped everything to rush to the family's side.
After the tragic deaths of 16-year-old Sophia Christensen and her 13-year-old brother Nolan Monday morning,
both kids are a big part of our community.
Youth Pastor Ray Petty got a telephone call about their deadly crash while he was on the road.
So I did a U-turn and headed straight back to Decatur so that I could go try to get to my own personal vehicle so I could be with the family.
Just before 7 a.m. Monday, troopers rushed here to U.S. Highway 380 and Private Road 4011 in Decatur. Their preliminary investigation shows that a 1994 Ford F-150, driven by Sophia, pulled into the path of a Freightliner towing a trailer. The 33-year-old truck driver suffered minor injuries. The shoulder of the road still bears the skid marks where the pickup slid onto the grass. Nolan died at the scene. Sophia passed away at the hospital. Their 12-year-old sister, Ella, expected to recover. Sophia attended Decatur High School.
Kind, sweet, gentle, maybe sometimes motherly, just the sweetest person.
Nolan, a student here at McCarroll Middle School, just had a recent growth spurt, according to family and friends.
He looks like a 15-year-old. He was a tremendous athlete. And a tremendous kid.
Since both were active at First Baptist Church, Pastor Petty made space for hundreds of young people Monday night here at the Youth Center.
We had on each table some pens and some papers where the kids could write letters to Ella, the youngest, or to mom and dad, or even honestly to Sophia and Nolan.
A family friend started this fundraiser to help Sophia and Nolan's parents with finances.
We reached out to all the churches.
As their church family offers them moral support. In Decatur, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
Help is here for storm victims impacted by the recent tornado and extended power outages in Fannin County. Tomorrow, the North Texas Food Bank is partnering with Feeding Fannin to host a mobile food distribution event for families in need. This distribution will provide enough food for approximately 380 families at the Fannin County Multipurpose Complex from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. or while supplies last. A teacher in North Texas planned to buy a home and start a family. Now, he's starting all over after losing his life savings to scammers. He's sharing his story with Sydney Persing to make sure it doesn't happen to you.
The real one that I have has...
It felt so real.
I just remember having all of my cash in my hand.
And happened so fast.
And then I'm trying to see.
28-year-old Russell Leahy said scammers called him, convinced him they were bankers with Chase.
It was my entire life savings.
Then got away with it all. $32,000.
It really felt like it was the end of the world for me.
Leahy is a local school teacher, just got married, stayed in on the weekends, never traveled, just to save that money to start a family.
Now we've entered into the world of living from paycheck to paycheck.
Leahy said the scammers pretended to work for Chase, called him, told him he'd been defrauded and needed to move all of his money into a new account. They sent him texts and banking information that looked so real.
It has been extremely violating.
Leahy said Chase gave him back just over $2,000, wants them to make good on the other $30,000, but said he was told he's not covered by fraud protection.
I'm really looking and hoping to just move on with my life and not having to start over from scratch.
In an email to WFAA, Chase said fraud is when a person illegally accesses someone else's account and makes withdrawals, transfers, or purchases without the account holder's permission. A scam, however, is different, a deceptive scheme or trick used to cheat someone out of their assets.
I'd rather me be the sacrificial lamb for the rest of these people and, maybe save, other people's money from being stolen.
Leahy said as much as he needs that money back, if he doesn't get it, he hopes this painful tale will at least encourage others to beware.
So I just hope that it doesn't end the way that this did.
In Fort Worth, I'm Sydney Persing.
North Texas just ranked #1 in the country for the lowest inflation rate. According to Wallet Hub, prices here rose only 0.1% over the past 2 months and just 0.6% compared to a year ago. That's a sharp contrast from early 2024 when Dallas had the highest inflation rate in the nation. Further down is Houston, ranked at 13. At the bottom of the list, feeling the most impact, is Boston. Netflix announced plans to open Netflix House at Galleria Dallas by the end of the year. It's one of 3 planned for the nation. It'll have a Stranger Things and Squid Games experience with physical challenges, immersive story rooms, and retro-style games. Users will be able to take on friends or play as a team. We're still waiting on a specific opening day. The Dallas Wings star rookie has fans' hopes flying high. Joe Trahan goes one-on-one with Paige Bueckers on her journey from suburban Minnesota to national champion and the #1 draft pick.
A lot more confidence. Bueckers.
New Wings star Paige Bueckers.
Bueckers, that is pretty.
The foundation of the future. Bueckers' path to success beginning in suburban Minneapolis, where precocious Paige couldn't sit still.
Yeah, I was a tomboy growing up. I played all the sports. I loved playing at recess, at gym class. I loved soccer, baseball, football, basketball, of course. Even ran a little bit of track.
This photo has made the rounds a lot, right, during the Final Four. So what motivated 11-year-old Paige?
The Minnesota Lynx dynasty was like
3 seconds.
everything to me when I was young. You just saw them winning.
Title number 4 for the Minnesota Lynx dynasty.
It just created like a want to be a winner in me. Just wanting to be the best on the team, wanting to be the best in the state, wanting to ultimately be the best in the country.
Early on,
It was probably around 4th or 5th grade that I knew like this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
the course was set. The gym, her compass. Basketball, her true north.
Paige Bueckers for 3.
Accolades have been plenty. Gatorade National Player of the Year, the first ever freshman
Taken away by Bueckers.
named women's college basketball's MVP.
Wow.
Multiple injuries deferred her collegiate hoop dream, but undeterred,
The final page in the book of Bueckers.
a coronation for a hoop queen in the making.
Number 12 for UConn.
It's crazy because it's so surreal and like you walk around and somebody will be like, "What up, champ?" And it's like, yes, like like we won, like we actually did it. And it's still like sometimes I gotta pinch myself.
Another pinch me moment.
The first pick in the 2025 WNBA draft presented by State Farm goes to
This time
the Dallas Wings.
2025 WNBA
for the Wings.
Draft. The Dallas Wings select Paige Bueckers, University of Connecticut.
Alongside prodigious talent, Bueckers brings influence, millions and millions of followers, a fashionista, and a branding powerhouse.
What's up? It's Paige Bueckers, and I'm hyped to unveil this year's Loneliest Color by Sherwin-Williams.
She's getting acclimated quickly to North Texas, the food, sports, but it all takes a backseat in season
Bueckers got it. Paige.
to her singular focus.
Anything that contributes to winning, that's what I want to do.
Good ball movement early going for Dallas.
We just all want to represent the city and make them proud, have a sense of pride when we put on that uniform.
We talked about that 11-year-old Paige's motivation. What about the #1 draft pick in the WNBA? What's her motivation?
It's like now I'm living my childhood dream, but now it's what I do with it.
Here's Paige. Pull-up jumper. Tough shot. Got it.
You want to work to be the greatest, but you can only work to be the greatest if you're great today. I think I've changed a lot in my approach of just seizing the day, being in the moment, being present, not looking towards the future and all the stuff that you want to accomplish, but you want to accomplish being your best self today.
Bueckers for 3.
That was sweet.
And those are your headlines from North Texas.